Right.
Check 1, 2.
Are we ready?
Born ready.
Ah, fuck, I'm going to play the intro. Fuck YouTube.
Everybody listen to Off the Stage podcast, you
And welcome back to Off the Stage. It's the show where we take musicians off the stage and into the pub to talk about the ins and outs of the music world. I'm James Berry. This is Conor Michael. We were going to have Bodacious, but we have 1/3 of Bodacious.
1/3. Yeah, hopefully. I made 100% effort.
You did.
Yeah.
But overall, that's like 33% effort.
Yeah, you had to make
300
300.
points.
Yeah, you need to make 300% effort.
300%. I'm not capable of that.
Turn this down, actually.
So who are you?
My name's Chris. I'm a lead singer and guitarist in the band Bodacious. We're a three-piece, so I was only let down by 2 members as opposed to if you're in a 4-piece or a 5-piece.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We make kind of rock and roll music, I guess, kind of like crispy blues music. We're a little bit of punk thrown in. We're kind of like a live band. We've got a little bit of stuff recorded, but obviously playing live is the best part of it. So,
Yeah, definitely.
so
Right.
that's kind of the vein in which this band was started to go out there and do the live band thing. You know what I mean?
Normally the first question is what are you drinking, but I'm going to leave that a second because my first question is, can you explain the name? We've got super smooth, sexy sounds from the band primarily known as Bodacious.
Yeah.
It's a bigger mouthful than James's best ever folk rock band out of Full.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I can't really remember why. But then, like, can you remember writing all your songs? Like,
That is very
No.
true.
like some of them you definitely can.
Yeah.
You're like, because you're going through moments of like peril or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is, or gratitude or whatever it is. Like that's just obviously a stupid fucking like. Sorry, I'm allowed to swear on.
Of course you can.
Yeah,
you
you're
get
allowed-
one C word and the rest
Oh,
are all
I'm
fine.
not going to use that word.
That's all right. We've had somebody use it plenty of times. That's why
Oh.
we've limited it.
Yeah.
Crass. Yeah, that's crass though.
Yeah.
Like there's got to be a good excuse. I like to use a word before the C word,
Yeah.
and I feel that softens it, like daft or
Daft
Yeah.
is, yeah. Daft
like,
C word.
That's almost
is.
social, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it is. That's my usual. Yeah, I like your daft.
Yeah.
not
So
gonna use it.
I won't use it because
Got an
like
hour.
I'm-
You never know when you want to use
Yeah.
it.
So there was no real method behind it, but then Bodacious is a cool band name, but there's loads of Bodaciouses, so we're
Right.
like, well, there needs to be some pageantry behind this.
Yeah.
So it was like, we're not going to do the Prince thing, like the artist formerly known
Yeah.
as. It's more like this is like this is a form of live entertainment provided by the super smooth, sexy sounds from the band,
Yeah.
primarily known as Bodacious.
That makes sense.
So that is the band name essentially now.
Yeah.
It's not like a
It's terrible for
transition
SEO. You're not going to be able to tag us on Instagram. You're not going to be able to do any of these things. But like, if you really want to, you'll.
Do you know
you'll
what?
get it
We
done.
do a gig guide every Monday now, and every week I try and tag every band that's playing if it let us. It's now limited to like 20 at a time. I'm like, ugh.
That's a shame.
I try and tag everyone, but I have to go through the Instagram pages to kind of find who they are. And there's so many pages that'll be like, I don't know, John Smith. And I type right John Smith music, John Smith official, John Smith, but and they never turn up. I think we've had yours on a few times, even before I met you at the Ship Isis. And I found that straight away. So as complicated as a name as it is,
Yeah.
very specific. So any musicians out there should take a note.
Well,
Yeah.
well, really, like
Specific names work.
all you need to know is super smooth, sexy sounds, Bodacious.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Don't
just
get me wrong,
gonna come up,
I first searched for Bodacious because when your posters are out there, it's big Bodacious and then it's a super smooth sex sounds on the top.
Yeah.
But again, when I typed
Once you
Bodacious,
know,
it was the
yeah,
first
yeah.
thing I knew what logo to look for, and then it's easy enough to find now.
Yeah. Like, if you Google our single and then band name, like that'll do it straight away. But if you were to Google Bodacious, like you're not going to have much luck.
No, not at all.
Like yeah, but hopefully one day like we can figure that out. You know what I mean? Like maybe we'll gain so much like cred that all the other Bodaciouses can go and
Bodacious.
eat rocks or whatever. Yeah, Bodacious. Yeah. They can go and kick rocks or whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
you can find another band name. You know. what I mean?
They'll be coming on the podcast. Well, we used to be called Bodacious, but
There was a super smooth, sexy sound instead.
some super smooth, sexy sounds.
Yeah,
pleasant.
but realistically, to get to that level of success, we would have to go with a major label who would tell us you need to change that fucking
Yeah.
band name."
That's
So I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, going back to the original question, what we're drinking, I think we're all on a trinity here.
Aye, this is the guy gave us the full rundown at the bar, but this is a beautiful mango Bellini sour, instant kind of punch in your mouth, and then quite thick and oily for that lingering mouthfeel. That was more Patrick Bateman than the guy downstairs.
That is still the best description we've ever had. We always buy a drink once we set up.
Like stout.
Yeah, we come upstairs and go, what did we get? I can't remember. I think it was blueberry.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called.
It was apricot. All right.
Yeah.
But that was the best description we've had so far.
Yeah,
We've all got the same.
yeah.
It's nice, like it's obviously it's top. That's like that's the part of the appeal. I really like sour sweets. Like me and my girlfriend are really into Tangfastics.
Yes, that's on a hangover cure. That is.
There's like, am I allowed to plug like supermarkets and stuff? Do you have
guess
any
so, yeah.
product placement or anything
No.
like that? Aldi's sour sweets. Wow.
Yeah.
And the sour watermelons and the sour pineapples, like, ooh,
Yeah,
like the
it's-
kick
get a
our
bunch
balls
of them
off.
for next
Like,
time.
Cool. Speaking of supermarkets, this podcast is promoted by
that would be nice.
I wish.
Aldi, they've
Yeah.
got some real estate. Like,
I always get mixed up between Aldi and Lidl. I've
Lidl
got.
has a bakery counter. That's the distinction.
Is that the difference?
Pretty
Lidl,
much.
Yeah, yeah.
Lidl bakery. So I'm next to the Lidl.
And they do really good chocolate croissants.
Because honestly, the amount of times my wife goes, "Oh, can we go to Aldi's?" Yeah, no problem. What are you doing here? This is. I was like, well, I don't know which one it is. It's like it's one of the German ones.
One's got
Yeah,
Aldi on the
exactly.
front,
Yeah,
and the other's got
one's
Lidl on the front. But obviously, we did a gig together on Friday. I kind of stepped in last minute. How do you find it? How do you enjoy headlining the Vaux? Is it the Vaux room?
The Vaux room, yeah.
The Vaux room.
Aye, it's a lovely room. Like, first off, I live quite close, so this is kind of me local. It's a class pub.
Yeah, I love
like
it.
it's like everything's just high quality. Like, and they've got mint catering in now, like unbelievable. And then it's a perfect combination of that, and obviously being able to promote a gig. Like the room upstairs here, it's like managed by the promoters at Independent, so it's like it's in good hands, you know what I mean? So they're going to support you with, like, I'm 31 years old, you know what I mean? Like, I've promoted gigs before, like I've done this to like a certain extent, like a lot of times, but then once you like team up with people who just have like so much more experience than you, and so many better resources, and just the confidence of like it's a team effort now. Then that is so powerful for people who are a lot younger than me, and who have basically no experience. So this is the perfect room for, like, it's probably like 60 cap, 50 to be comfortable. Like, you don't want to be too hot in there. The perfect size room for a band that wouldn't want to go and play in a 120 size room
It's a good
upstairs
start
at
out room
Independent.
kind of thing.
Exactly. Like, we would embarrass ourselves upstairs at Independence. Would really embarrass ourselves downstairs. Like, we would not do that. Like that, basically you're only playing downstairs in Independent as a local band if you get upgraded from upstairs. You know what I mean? There's very few bands could justify booting out downstairs. So this is the perfect leg up for people who, all right, so people actually care about what we're doing now. Let's see about it. And to be fair, you know, we played with the Neo Electrics. They're a cracking band. They've got a mint following. Like, they sold.
They brought the majority of the crowd, didn't they?
They sold more than half the tickets.
I think I got booked in 2 days beforehand, and as I was trying to promote the gig, it was like sold out. So
never mind.
So
like, even for us to go out there now and say like, oh yeah, like we're these Billy Big Bollocks, like, we're sold out this room. We didn't sell out this room. Like, it's a team effort. It's always a team effort. And like, part of that is we definitely give them the leg up. Like, we had the infrastructure in place to put this gig on, like, and give them the opportunity. But like, realistically,
they pushed as much.
Like, you book the bands who can sell their tickets.
Right, so like 9 times out of 10, that's what the support act's for. Like, you'll normally get touring musicians will book in a local act because you'll bring a local crowd in.
Because you can't expect, especially when you're just starting out tour, and you can't expect like every single city you go to them to know who you are. So you've got to find a good person who you know is going to bring a local crowd down.
I know, and what a blessing that is. It's a combination of a lot of things. Like, they're a young band, they're very hungry, they've got a great work ethic.
They're really good live
and they
as
know
well.
a lot of people. Like, I always felt that when you come out of school, like I was in a school band, and when people are like 15, 16 years old, they want to be in the town, they want to go to gigs.
Yeah.
Any excuse to be around alcohol, essentially.
Pretty much.
When people turn 18, they can go into bars anywhere. They don't have to be coming to see your local band. So if you're like a young band and you're breaking through, you're going to lose a lot of your following once you hit 18, when people can actually just do other things.
Pretty much.
So for this band, the Neo Electrics, of course it hurts.
You think,
I thought I had like Grease syndrome until like the age of 25 or whatever it was, you know what I mean? Thinking like, why did everyone like me when I was 16? But I kid. No, I don't. Years of therapy. But like
That's what songs are for.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm a songwriter. But the Neo Electrics, like they're like 21, 22. Like they're a good band. They've got a good following. Like put them on, and you're gonna flog the tickets. They're playing independent next month.
Yeah,
they're gonna sell it out. Like I need to get a ticket. I'm actually supporting them. So.
You'll be there.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, come to the gig.
Yeah, I think they're on at the end of February recording with us.
Yeah, they are.
I get them on like.
Yeah, well, I spoke to them on the way out Friday, and they've dropped me a message. I think we've got a date booked in to get them on this, but
sweet.
A really good live, like.
What was I gonna say? Can't remember what I was gonna say.
You's a really good live as well. I've seen you loads of times.
Yeah.
That's actually the first time I've seen you live yesterday.
Friday. Yeah.
Friday, God, lose track of time. James, I've seen you loads of times over the years, you know what I mean? Just doing whatever thing you do. Like, a lot of things.
I don't even know what to do, to be honest. Someone gives us a guitar and I go, okay.
Yeah, exactly. You can do that though, you know what I mean? That's class.
No, cheers.
That's the thing though, isn't it? Like what we do is like, in an empty room, like you've got this bit of wood with a few fucking bits of nylon on, and like you can change the atmosphere in a room. Whereas like if we had a power cut, like not many people can do that. Like we can still do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I'm like trying to gatekeep or anything, but I'm just like, the good thing about a live music experience is that this is fucking real, this man. You know what I mean?
you can kind of get through majority like situations that occur. Like you say,
exactly.
if there's a power cut and someone's on keyboard, they're not going to hear a great deal bar. Whereas acoustic guitars and stuff, even though you could have like a really energetic gig, you could do an unplugged bit just while they turn the lights back on.
Yeah. And even like I'd argue a keyboardist, like maybe not come in with harmonies or something, like just because you've got that, like I could never play a keyboard, me, like that's
me neither.
I can't figure that shit out. Like they've obviously got like a deeper level of like theory understanding. I think keyboardists. I could
do it for Andrew WK. That's about it. Ding, 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 ding.
Can you do the bit from Jump?
I think I used to be able to.
Yeah,
but
you'd have to have like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's like the Wonderwall of the keyboard world, isn't it? Can you do Jump? And I'm like, can't even remember how that goes, to be honest. I'd not be able to play it now. Yeah.
But it's about like, it's the type of harmonies that you couldn't do when you're playing guitar. Like it's like a weird thing. There's this guy I work with who's like a kind of maestro pianist, and like I've been in bands since I was in like my teens, and I've done all this like local shit in terms of performing and stuff. Like never like obviously a great success or anything, but like in terms of like consistency and volume, like I've done a lot. And he's like never done like live performing or anything like that. And he plays his piano, and I'm like, fucking hell, man.
Yeah,
you're an asshole. It's like I could never.
It's good to get jealous of people that are really good.
Exactly, like but you've got to recognise that, haven't you? Like don't be delusional about it. Like some people are just like, it's about how much work you put in, really, isn't it? How much time.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to obviously Friday, it was a good 80% Neo Electrics crowd. How do you find selling tickets for original shows? Like, what's your promotion tactics and stuff?
Mainly, we've got to like badger all of our mates. Just say like, I know you're going to say you're skint. Like, what if I give you the money for the ticket?
Yeah.
Like, what if I buy your drinks all night? Like, what if I buy your drugs all
Bribe
night?
them in.
Like, yeah. Like, what if I like feed you the day off? Like, what if I buy your clothes for the evening? And then some of them will come down.
Yeah.
Like, if you buy them the outfit, some of them will come down, but some of them will hold out for like the car and
I need my house paid off first.
I'll pay your mortgage off.
Yeah.
It gets harder the older you get as well, isn't it? Like, because the older you get, like people don't want to be out on it, because most gigs are like midweek, aren't they? Like like people our age, they don't want to be out, kind of. Till,
Well, the thing is, I think there's going to be a tipping point with that, because at a certain point we're going to have disposable income. I truly believe that. Like, there's going to be a Labour government, and like we're gonna be through this austerity period, and like we are going to
have
like,
money again
in our early to mid 40s, and we might have a bit of disposable income, and people with no will as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll still be cracking away because we're fucking losers. That's all we do.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Like, we'll still be doing it, like losing our hair and all that, like doing the things that were told us we're never going to do this, and we're never going to play status quo covers and all this shit. We'll be doing it.
Yes.
Like, don't worry about it. And eventually people are going to realise how fucking class we are.
It's just the waiting game, isn't it? The long game.
It is.
We're all going to play
the,
Wembley, but it might take 20 decades.
super long game. So like you've just got to make friends with people who are younger and more talented than you, and then just piggyback them.
Yeah, that's my tactic.
And that's the best tip for any aspiring musicians out there.
That's why we're getting all the young uns on the podcast.
Yeah, I think this is the first time this is the first time I am the youngest.
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's nice to see, like, because we do get like a lot of like young and upcoming artists on the show, and it's nice to see they've all got like a good work ethic. There's not like massive egos in them either. But
yeah, well, I feel like
I've had one or two.
That's a shame. I feel like people, like younger people these days, like they put them out there to be shot at, like way at a great way of skill, and like a way. What did I say there? A way greater skill.
Way greater skill. I knew.
Than like anything that we did when we were younger, like, because obviously we had like MySpace and all, like a few platforms to promote ourselves, but now it's just like there's no presence other than digital presence really, and everyone has like like even if you're like mildly popular, you've got like over 1,000 followers on Instagram and stuff like that, and you kind of, I feel like you're held up to such like a greater standard than we ever were. So like
definitely the pressure.
So fair play to them, like, because I think you've got to have a work ethic to like be consistent with it, especially with being in a band. Like, anybody could like work with a songwriter / producer and release a few singles, like, or not anybody, but you know you can pay for that. Like Rebecca Black paid for that, you know what I mean? And like she's released, you know, a few singles since, but like that was the ethos behind it. So to be there in the practice room and not want to kill each other like long enough to actually do the band thing, especially at an age where you're just a bundle of sexual and anarchic energy and all this shit. Like,
when you think it's all sex, drugs, and rock and roll,
but really it's just farts and bo. Like that's all gigs. Since the smoking ban, that's all gigs are, just farts and bo.
Like, pretty much.
like the people who are actually sustainable in that environment, like, fair play to them, like, especially the younger generation, because like I'm just like weathered to it now. Like it's just what we do. It's just like what you doing at the weekend. Oh, I'm at this gig, I'm doing this gig or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter.
They've still got like the drive to like make it. Well, all I want to do now is pick up a guitar, find a bassist, find a drummer, and just like play like
just smash
3-chord songs. Just
smash it out there. Be in a band like Feeder or something and just like absolutely vibe there. Like, I recently joined a few bands as a bassist, where I've always been like a kind of guitarist, like lead singer, songwriter type thing, like kind of like the My Songs. When you join a band as a bassist, you realise like, oh man, I can just get in the rhythm section here and just fucking
pocket it.
Get in there. It's fucking class. Like, anybody who wants to like improve themselves as a musician, help other people with their projects, because that puts yourself in there as a musician, not as a like creative, like, well, still a creative, but like as a creator. Like, if you're a songwriter and you're a primary musician, you're probably not going to be that good of a musician, because you're so focused on your songwriting that like you're not putting the hours in on your guitar and stuff like that. So why didn't you join someone else's band? It
gives because I'm in a band called Elizabethtown, it's out with Scott Kears. I'm in a Shannon Pearl's band as well.
It's a gig here on the 26th of February.
Electric guitar, acoustic guitar and banjo. So that's going to be a fun just get yourself out your comfort zone, and just like you look at other people's songs and you find something else about yourself, you know.
And also I feel like in some respects you hold yourself to a higher standard, because you don't want to let them down, whereas that's like exactly it. It's easy to give yourself a mental out if it's like, oh, I'm only letting myself down, because I can ride that, like, I'll deal with that.
I do that all the time. It's great.
Well, Yeah.
I love that you're a songwriter though. You know what I mean? Like I completely relate to that. Like I could have been so much of a better guitarist if I didn't take myself like. I wouldn't say I take myself so seriously, but like in terms of this is what I can actually contribute to like what's going on here, like the songs.
I don't concentrate on the guitar. I concentrate on the song itself, which means I focus more time on the song than the guitar playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that is kind of true actually. If I wasn't a songwriter, I'd definitely be a much better guitar player. But
yeah,
you know. So
when you've gone in and recorded before, and you've had like parts that have like lent themselves to a solo or whatever, like would you like work with other people to develop them, or is it just like because you're almost like neglecting those parts like because you haven't spent enough time on them, sort of thing?
I'd do it.
I'm saying this not you, but like, as a songwriter, sort of.
I would do it personally. I would probably try it myself, but I'd know fine well. Me mate Vince, who's also happens to be the drummer of the band, is a better guitar player than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably just get him to do it.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you? Like you've got to like play it all your strengths. Like it's not like an ego thing. Like like someone's going to be stood there at the side of the stage like play that fucking solo. You can't do that. Like
not everyone's Dave Grohl either. Like
or Bryan Adams, like or whatever it is. Like I'm pretty sure Bryan Adams wasn't playing like half the shit on his stuff or whatever. Like it doesn't. Well, it doesn't make no difference. It's about the record, isn't it? Like the Beatles, like they shared parts all the time. It was about who, you know what I mean?
Who was
like,
best at which?
Yeah, who does the best part? Like it really doesn't make a difference. Like it's all part of the process, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly that.
I can play rhythm.
Yeah.
That's about it. Just
and a weird A chord.
Yeah, and a weird A chord. And
you're in a band, aren't you, mate?
I'm in a covers band.
Yeah.
But obviously originals, as you've seen, I do the whole loop pedal thing.
Yeah.
But again, it was similar. It was the whole like I taught myself guitar 6 years ago. And it was just the basics.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
No shit. I've been playing since I was like 12 or something. Mate, your class like
22. Well, thank you.
Mate, well, it's
hard work, isn't it? It's hard work.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you can see it.
But it's the loop pedal as well. Now that I've got that, I'm kind of getting better at drumming. Like I can step in and do a cajon for a bit because I've got more rhythm on it, bass notes and guitar riffs I can play.
Yeah, you can see that. Like, and also it's like it's not just your guitar. It's like you can sing and play guitar.
Yeah,
like it's completely different, isn't it? Like,
yeah, absolutely. But it's like it's similar.
Have you always been able to do that?
No.
Did you? So you didn't start like I want to sing and play guitar. Did you just learn like guitar first?
Yeah, I said I'm going to learn guitar was like a New Year's resolution, and my mate bought us a guitar, and I never touched it for 6 months. And then
what kind of guitar?
Oh, just some
like an acoustic.
Yeah. And then it turned to like the new year, and I was like, no, it was when the new Ed Sheeran album came out. Because
which one?
Divide.
Right, okay.
So I've got the tattoo because it's the one I taught myself guitar to. So I just went on like YouTube and apps and stuff.
So did you go through the full album and teach yourself?
Majority of it, kind of like the ones I really enjoyed the most, and I kind of went to some. And then 6 months later, I went to do my first open mic night, and it was shite because it's only 6 months of playing guitar to myself in the bedroom, fucked everything up. But I kept going back every week, and it was twice a week, 3 times a week, different busker nights. And then about 3 months later, I got my first gig. Yeah. And then I was just plodding along, kind of like treading water until eventually I got my first big payer. I was like, oh, I need to take this serious now.
Yeah. You must be fucking mental. You must be addicted to failure, like going out there at such an early stage and just eating shit.
It was more like wanting to prove I can do it. Yeah, it was more like kind of proving I wanted, because I had loads of people, you can't sing, you can't do that, and I was like, no, but I can one day. If I work on it, I know I'll get to it. And now I'm at the point now where I'm about to do my tour. That's just come out of nowhere.
Fair play to you. Like, you're made of stronger stuff than me, like, because like, and most people, to be fair, because like, you've got to like to be able to take that kind of live feedback. Because like, there's no like, obviously you can have shit crowds and that, but there's no better measure of like whether this is entertainment or not than whether people are actually enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
for God's sake, like
it's challenging. I've done a couple like original gigs where I probably got like 8 songs through. You see some of the crowd just stood there, and I'm like, fuck this, we'll play one more song, call it a night. And then there's some way you're like, I've run out of songs. It's tough to call on a night kind of thing, but I'm hoping that's not the case on Saturday.
I'd be fine.
Yeah. We'll call that a break for part 1.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Sorry, do you want to finish burping?
No, I was in the middle. I was like trying to hold in a burp there. I was like, this is going to end badly.
When I get to the break.
We'll come back to part 2 where we've got How Would You Rather and any Just Ask James you've got left.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you in a bit. Oh yeah. What's happening, guys?
Good evening, Elizabeth Towners. Welcome to the Ship Isis in Sunderland. We have a gig here on the 26th of February. It's a 7 p.m. start.
It is 7 p.m. start.
We've got some lovely support acts, James.
We have some lovely support acts. Who are they, by the way?
We have Mr. Conor Michael, he's not too far away. Mr. Keith Clark from Big Lamp is going to be playing an acoustic set for you too. Music is from 7 p.m. and we have some free tickets.
We have free tickets, completely free. From 7 p.m. we've got all your old classic Elizabeth Town hits. We've got some new ones stuck in there. You know, it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a fun night.
Brand new songs.
Brand new songs. It's gonna be a fun night. Get yourself down. It's
Free ticket.
Yeah, it's a free ticket. It's a free ticket. Come down and see
Buy a
Elizabeth Town.
pint. Don't worry about the ticket.
We don't play very often. That's the thing. We don't play that often. So get your chance now. Come and see
our
us.
first gig in the UK in 2 years as well. We hope you're ready for it. We've got some lovely new songs for you. Tons of old stuff as well. And we'll hope to see you here soon.
Yep. See you later. Anyway, back to the show. We're back, baby! Welcome back. That's the first time we've used that.
It was. When was that? Like 10 episodes ago?
That was with Dan Gray.
Is it Magic Fingers? What's it called?
Yeah, Crazy Fingers.
Crazy Fingers, that's the one.
We asked him specifically to do a "We're Back, Baby,"
He
and then he blew it out the park. To be fair, just practicing on my new. I've got a new sound pad, you see, because usually there's only 4 thingies with the old thingy, but now I've got a phone thingy.
4 buttons with the
Yeah,
soundboard, and
phone-
now you've got
four
a phone
buttons.
soundboard.
So now I've got rather than having potentially 4 sound things, I've got potentially
Go and hit with some new ones that was not heard yet.
Back in my mind.
That's
You're a big Conor Michael fan, aren't you?
yeah. That's the only one I've got.
Did you pay for these?
No, honestly, well, there's an app, right? This is not a promotion, but there's an app called Moises or something like this, Moises, and you upload a song on there, and it takes you can separate the tracks.
Okay.
I don't know how they do it,
Yeah.
but you can separate the vocals like it does there, or you can
Decades of technology,
Yeah.
stand on the shoulders of giants.
yeah,
Like,
To be
separate the
really
drums.
good at me
yeah.
vocals then.
Why
on
are
the next
you
single.
why are you not isolating Michael Jackson's vocals if you've got the power to do this? Like, no offense,
know.
Connor.
I know.
Like, no
That's
offense,
fine
mate.
with me.
I might try actually.
making me feel.
I might try
I suppose
that
to be
actually.
fair, there's less chance of me suing James for copyright.
I was kind of hoping because it's just the voice it wouldn't pick up.
There's probably less chance of Michael Jackson suing you.
Yeah, he's a little bit.
But he's a
Him
state.
personally.
yeah, it's a state. Yeah, it's a
Fair
different
enough.
matter.
They will come for you. Like, they will have you. Did you say you were married? Yeah, forget about it.
Well, yeah.
So on part 2, we've got a Would You Rather, and it's the only question we got on our Instagram poll. And it's Would you rather be described as super, smooth, or sexy by strangers, but you can't pick all 3?
Oh wow! I guess if I'm super, there's got to be some sort of qualifier there, like super what? You know what I mean?
He's super.
Like I'm super, like as in an adjective, like he's just really nice.
I guess so.
But what, like a super arsehole? Like
Just
what is
super.
it? Just
You are
super.
super.
He is super. He's smooth. He's sexy. I don't want to be sexualized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to retain, like, my body is not something for you to sexualize at all times. You know what I mean? Like nudity can be fine. It doesn't have to be sexualized. Like, don't try to sexualize me. So no, not sexy. Smooth, yeah. I'd rather be that. My voice is quite low and monotonous. Maybe that could be described as smooth. Maybe it could be
You get
described
some,
as
like ASMR. What's it called?
It does that because you
super smooth.
I think
sexy sound.
you could make a good radio DJ.
Do you think so? I've always wanted to be one of those.
Whispering,
With your sound pad there, right? I've always wanted to be one of those dirty radio DJs, like you know what I mean? Zinger, like a
yeah.
Howard Stern, like,
Aye.
but like classless, just really classless.
Dingo and the Baby.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a few of those to be fair.
like when you invite people on your radio station and just make them feel uncomfortable. I miss that era of radio, news radio.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Use are really polite and just. And like really accommodating. Like I would be taking advantage of this situation if I was you. Being one of those dirty radio hosts. Also, a dirty bingo caller. They're really good.
Yeah.
You know, like the old kind of working man's club where there's a bingo caller, like Jerry from Phoenix Nights. type thing. I feel like we don't have enough of those these days. Like really kind of like shady
I think
humans.
they all got cancelled in like 2021 or something. Yeah.
Honestly, this cancel culture. Like, think of the impact it's having on working man's clubs. Like, and the games of bingo. Like, no one's considered this.
Do you know, I think there should be like an alternative where instead of cancelling them, we just put them all in the same working man's club. And then we'll all go down there.
Everybody, that would be hilarious.
They're all just standing at the bar trying to get served. There's just so much toxic masculinity. It just kind of resolves itself. Like the Royal Rumble type situation.
And you kind of like charge people like zoos just to walk past all the windows. You just see them all with the brawls and
the working man's club. Prehistoric.
Just this is how they used to live, and you see somebody shotting darts down somebody else's.
God. Did you see that darts thing recently? The perfect 9 darter. Did you see that?
Seen that.
Like the perfect leg of darts or whatever it was.
The commentator was like going absolutely mental.
That was infectious, wasn't it? That was almost like there was
that's good commentary, that, because he made it much more exciting than what. Because we've been to the darts.
That's how the podcast started.
Yeah, it was actually.
We dressed up as Freddie Mercury, going, "We should do a music podcast."
that's pretty much in Leeds.
I'm back at the darts on March, I think. I don't really like the darts. I just go to dress up and drink.
Yeah.
I don't know what the theme is this year, but last year we did Freddie Mercury's.
We couldn't get in anywhere either, could we, afterwards?
Yeah, Leeds. If we've got any people from Leeds, just want to say, sort your shit out. We were dressed up as Freddie Mercury, and there wasn't a single bar that let us in. Sorry guys.
That's a bad judgment call. You should have been dressed as Ricky Wilson from the Kaiser Chiefs. You would have drank for free all night in Leeds.
It was annoying. We had Johnny was in the Wanna Break Free outfit, and he couldn't even get into the gay clubs because he was dressed up.
There was literally a drag queen going, "There's
in
no
the same
fancy dress." Just like we just got
wow.
No fancy dress,
Yeah.
What the fuck are you in then?
Really turned back on the culture there. Not letting Freddie Mercury.
I know.
I'd want to be described as smooth, I think.
Yeah, I think
No,
I would
super.
like to be
Super.
I would like to be described as smooth, because super. I don't want that level of expectation, you know. Some days I'm just average. I'm just on my worst days.
I think super can sound sarcastic. Yeah. Super. He's super who he is. All right. Yeah, of course.
I think smooth is the very the middle.
Because I think I'd agree with the whole, if you describe as sexy, it's like, all right, you're being sexualized, calm down. But if you're described as smooth, it can lead to the fact that you're the one that could be sexualizing. Like, he's quite smooth. He finished his gig and he woke up with like 17 different women in his bed. And but super, it's like, he was super. I'll go see him again.
Yeah. They were just the three, wasn't it? There wasn't sounds. So I'd probably be sounds.
I do make sounds, but I can't be described as.
I'd like to be described as sound.
If
Do you know what? My missus hates that, right? Like, she'll buy a new dress, and she's like, how does this look? I go, it looks sound. She's got, I'm like, what are you on about? That couldn't be more sarcastic if you tried. What? No, like sound, like that.
Sound.
Proper sound.
Proper.
Looks good.
Proper sound like you.
I was like, well, it looked proper sound. She's like, doesn't make it any better. So Ashley, when you're watching this, it's 3 people that agree with me. So this is 3-1.
Ashley, you look sound.
Proper sound.
Super smooth.
I was going to say, you look smooth.
Just ask James what we got.
I've got one.
This is a thing where James gets some musicians from Reddit giving us dilemmas, and we kind of give them solutions.
Yeah.
I like Reddit. I use it for porn.
I just use it for r/musicians, to be honest. Like, it's great.
Same thing, innit?
It's great cesspit.
I've never been on there. despite all the years.
It's not very good, to be honest. I've got a few saved that are alright. I've got one here by user Defending Swan 512. Says, is it too late for me?
Yes.
I am 20 years old. No, it's not too late for you. You're just getting flipping started. I'm not even going to finish the rest of that, actually. For Christ's sake. No, you're 20 years old, for Christ's sake. Right, I'm going to find another one. That's... honest to God.
To be aborted, yes, it is.
I should have read the rest of that, shouldn't I? No, so yeah, whatever your musician dilemma is, if you're 20 years old, you've got. I mean, how old were you when you first started playing guitar?
22 when I first.
So you got 2 years.
He hadn't seen a guitar till he was 19 years old.
Yeah. Right, I'll do something more seriously. Ooh, is it? This might be a long-winded one. Am I being unreasonable with my band?
Yes.
Says
next.
hot/cartographer 6005. Cartographer.
Isn't that someone who does like ordnance maps or something? What is that?
Maybe cartographer.
I just took photos of
It's
cars.
something, yeah, I think it is. I think it's like a map thingy.
Yeah.
This one's a hot cartographer.
Go on then. What we got?
That's a workplace
Hot
hazard. surely,
cartography, yeah.
You want to be the most mild-mannered, average-looking cartographer possible. Like,
Yeah.
Because someone's going to try and fuck you, like,
Yeah.
and then you're not going to be able to make that map.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for God's sake.
But people need the maps, you know.
Imagine if we didn't have maps because everyone who was making
hot.
maps was just too fucking
Too
hot
sexy,
to
yeah.
make- Too.
These are the solutions you never get to hear about, do you?
Change you like. It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Like, I don't need to like fight this.
Yeah, but you're right. They should change it to like 6 out of 10 cartographer.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, 6, yeah. That's good. Good personality cartographer.
Always buys the first date cartographer.
Yeah. Anyway, hot cartographer 6005. So, am I being unreasonable with my band? So I formed a band a couple of years ago and we recorded an album and we're in the process of promoting. I always try to be a good collaborator and compensate people fairly. However, my band is giving me a hard time about how I have handled compensating them. Okay. Here's the context. I have funded and managed everything to do with this album. I am also the primary songwriter. I wrote the songs and they would then add their parts and work out arrangements. I paid for the recording studio, the mixing and mastering, getting artwork done, printing CDs, ordering shirts, ordering posters, hiring a publicist, hiring a radio promoter, paying for the venues for the CD release, concerts in 2 different cities. Bloody hell, he's doing all right. I paid the band for recording on the album and all their travel expenses when we went out of state. I paid for a photographer to get band pics and even paid extra for each member to get individual shots. I have done all the legwork in promoting the album and keeping up a social media presence on Facebook, Instagram, etc. I am the only one responding to interview requests, building a website, EPK, and writing the bio/other content for the website/EPK. I travel to conferences to promote the band and enter our songs into competitions. He's bloody busy. Give him that. Not a single other band member helps with any of this.
Who the fuck does that?
I know, I'm sort of thinking.
Traveling to conferences.
I know. This gets
What
worse.
kind of conferences are you going to? Just promote your shitty local band.
It's an off the stage podcast.
Signed by Chris from Bodacious.
Two of my band members didn't even fucking turn up.
Oh, you know. Are you sure you didn't write this, Chris? It's been frustrating, but I really believe in the music. I'm willing to put out the work. However, they recently decided to give me a hard time about not paying them for rehearsals and for one of our CD's release concerts. Who the fuck are these people? One rehearsal, you pay your band members to go to your rehearsal. You know, do we even need to finish this? I think I'm giving the advice.
Yeah, because I kind of want to hear it.
Okay, so, right, I paid them for everything else. They kind of blew off the work I had been doing to promote the album and the huge investment I've made and acted like they had put in just as much work as I, and I should be compensated for everything the band does, including rehearsals. I swear that I am not exaggerating this. I am wrong. Am I wrong for feeling unappreciated and thinking that I need to find new band members?
No.
Like, honestly, like, I'm flabbergasted by that. I'm just going to say this, they're not band members, they're hired
session musicians.
The session musicians who say they want to be in a band to take your songwriting credits. That's
Yeah, if you have
basically
to pay your band members to do a rehearsal, and it's not a case of you're all chipping in to hire the rehearsal room, they're not your band members.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
If you're not, like, I mean, to be fair, like, with my band out, the past 2 rehearsals I've done, I've just paid for the rehearsals because I feel like they're doing me a favour because it's my songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're not
But
officially.
I do the same thing actually.
I haven't-
Yeah, this is my shit. You've got to deal with this. So
Yeah.
I'm paying for this.
Yeah.
But that means I get like
Screw that, get a loop pedal.
yeah. But to pay them money for rehearsals, like say I'm gonna pay for rehearsal space and I'm gonna give you money to attend a rehearsal. It's like fucking hell. Yeah, these are just hired goons. They're mugging you off, mate. Absolutely mugging you off. Oh, extra context from a below response. We had discussions early on that we were a band and that I wasn't just hiring them to record on my songs. Did they say that? Did they? Yeah. They talk about having ownership over the music and wanting to have feedback. So they want ownership over the music. They don't want to pay for it. They want you to pay them to attend the thingies. But that's what I mean. They're just using you. They want to be treated like a band, but without any of the personal investment. It doesn't work like that. It's my opinion that if someone wants to be a major contributor and shape the sound and direction of the group, then they need to be willing to make the personal investments to warrant having that level of ownership. I spent the better part of the year working on the mixes with them and honouring their requests for changes. They also pushed for album artwork that featured them, which I did, as opposed to something more abstract and representative of the themes of the album. They want to have a say in all the creative decisions, but not invest anything past that. I mean, I think you're answering your own question here, aren't you?
Yeah. I would say this is not a healthy method of conflict resolution.
No.
Like, you've probably created this environment where you literally... Is this from Brandon Flowers from The Killers or something?
Yeah,
Like the amount of stuff that this person is doing.
It's
This is
insane.
I feel like we've grown up in a different culture of like what it actually is to be in a band.
Yeah.
Like, we get one C word, right? Essentially, in the UK, right, three daft cunts who can play an instrument can be in a band.
Yeah.
And that's really actually quite cool.
That's what a band is. It's just people who want to just make music together.
Just do the tunes. Like, one of yous has got a few tunes. Like, one of yous has had this do in your head, and then you figured out how to play it on guitar, and then you've took it to this room of two other peers that you have, and yous have made a tune, and that's pretty much all you need. And this person, it's an over performance, shall we say? They've gone above and beyond for themselves, and now they're expecting other people to match their level of energy when they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. So
I reckon you should give up on music and start a podcast. That's what everyone's doing now.
But my favourite, there was one comment saying, I mean, it's a long-winded one, but it says, "This is a tricky one." No, it's not. My favourite comment is by weekly host 8216, who says, "Typical musicians, lol." This is
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a serious note, if you want to continue with the current band, your best option is sorting out some sort of contract where you all pay a percentage towards future investments and you all receive a percentage of whatever income is. And then if you're paying majority of it, then you'd be entitled to majority of the songwriting credits. But obviously if your band's done some work in that, I would say if your band's wrote some of the song, not necessarily recorded it, but if they've come up with the parts of it, they should be credited to it.
Yeah.
But if they've just recorded it, they don't necessarily need the songwriting credits because they didn't write it.
Like you obviously believe in your music, but your band doesn't.
Yeah, get a new band.
Your band.
Yeah, I would argue that maybe you've actually like ring-fenced your songs and not let them contribute to the project. Maybe that would be quite eye-opening to hear other people's ideas as well and not be like a control freak.
Yeah, you're the problem.
Pay them more money.
Pay them, goddamn.
Yeah, pay them more. Stop complaining about it. Like,
You're clearly minted.
these are musicians.
There's no musician that can afford to do that on their own.
Yeah.
Do you pay them union rates? Because this is potentially a legal issue if you're not paying them enough.
Yeah. If you're giving them like £10 for like a 2-hour session, it's less than minimum wage. I mean,
It is, yeah.
Another one, PAYE. Well, I bet not.
Have you contributed to the pension?
Yes.
Have you gigged abroad? Is this potentially a human trafficking issue?
Yeah.
Could be.
Like, for God's sake.
We're going to blow this case wide open here.
Have we got a short one before?
Hot cartographer, I mean, he's good at drawing maps.
Exactly. Like,
he knows.
he's clearly been abroad.
Yeah.
Like, he's making his own maps.
Do you know what? When this episode comes out, if my sat nav stops working, I know exactly what went wrong.
Yeah.
And we've got one short one before we finish part 2.
Can a miner play a bar gig in Tennessee? Well, if a cartographer can play a gig, I'm sure if you're a miner. I don't know the question of that one. There's no
I'm not
context.
American for that.
Are there any miners in blues music?
I don't know. I think he means miners like a young person.
But he's making a joke.
Musician joke.
You've got to.
He mixed pedophilia with music. It was great.
You've just got to listen to a bit.
I love to do a song again.
You've got to be in a pop punk band.
Rock and roll part 2, baby.
To be in a pop punk band, you're fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. I don't know. Or someone did do a joke. Hang on. Can a minor? No, but a C major can.
Oh, there you go.
That's not as funny as yours.
Well, I got there first. Maybe that would have been funny if I
agree.
Yeah.
But anyway, probably not is your answer. So no, America's like tough on the drinking laws and shit like that. Anyway,
you probably can't play a gig, but like you can buy a gun.
yes. So yeah.
I can't verify that, to be fair. Like,
It's probably right.
we should
Let's
stop
be fair.
I was assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly, it's correct. We'll come back to part 3.
Yeah. Spot
And,
on.
Ding.
Hang on, I just need
Go on, James. Close down them porn pop-ups.
I don't. Well, this is the thing. I've got a free sound bar, so every time I go on it, it has an advert. Yeah, that's my excuse.
That's excuse.
That's my excuse anyway. Anyway.
I'm going to sit here and make it awkward for you to get around. Okay. Just so that we've got it on camera. Trip hits the table. Podcast over. Go on, James. You got this.
That was good.
Oh God!
You didn't tell me you were an athlete.
I know. Well, it's,
You can hear from his breathing. He's not.
blame that long.
We're back, baby.
And welcome back to side 3. We're not going to explain what Connor's been doing during the break.
Depends when you cut on, doesn't it? So, Chris, you've currently got 2 singles. This isn't meant to sound like an interview, but I know that's how it just came across there. You've got 2 singles out, and they're quite different styles. You've got one lyric, one without lyrics. What do you prefer writing? The lyrical ones or the instrumental ones?
So I kind of this is half me being lazy, I guess, and just like dwelling on the same ideas, and half like me writing process, I guess. I kind of write in themes, so I'll kind of write around the same chord scheme, and I'll probably write like 4 or 5 songs around the same chord scheme in the same key, just because I guess that's a way to develop on ideas, and I could probably like put those ideas into one single if I wanted to. But
Very clever idea. Yeah. I normally write a song, and then when I've got something similar, I'm like, I can't do it. I've just done that song. I'll scrap it aside.
Well, I guess it's just how much time you will actually allow yourself to like do the writing process.
Yeah.
Because I had quite a long time with those songs, because it was like I wrote them during the COVID period, so you have as much time as you want, really, as much time as you don't want to kill other people, essentially. So those 2 are like in the same key and the same chord scheme. So it was like he is an instrumental that builds up the single, sort of thing. And I can't, to be honest, I can't remember what came first, the instrumental or the single. It was just like, you know, I'm taking so many drugs, and I'm only playing these 4 chords, and like God knows where this came from. You know what I mean? Like, did I even write it? Like, I might have ripped it off. Like,
I don't know.
It really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, people have came to the gig at this point. They've paid the money. Like, we are going to ride off into the sunset and so.
take their £5.
Tapping the table.
I'm not tapping the table, am I?
I probably was. I don't know.
Sound like it's coming from James.
No, it's
like Mary the ghost back here.
Oh yeah, it's probably I blame Mary.
That's what it was. Like, is that who she is? Like Mary, who's
serial killer Mary. Yeah.
Mary.
Is she a serial killer? Oh, Mary Ann Cotton.
Mary Ann Cotton.
Dead and forgotten.
Aye.
Yeah. We did a Halloween special, and she made a cracking appearance. To be fair.
She did. Aye.
What was she doing? Like, just like a solo set, or?
Yeah. So we were sat in the Volks room, and we had. My phone was doing an Instagram live, James was doing a Facebook live, and we had the podcast recording. Yeah. And the light started flickering.
Oh, really?
And then at the same time the light flickers, both phones started doing like a weird glitch kind of thing. And my missus was sat in the corner, and all episodes just complaining about how cold it was, and we were like, "It's not that cold."
We've got our
Then-
t-shirts
then we
on.
went
She's
over
like,
to-
she's with it.
Then James went over to sort the light. I was like, "It's fucking freezing in this corner."
Oh my god! So Mary was there.
Yeah, she made an appearance for Halloween episode.
That's class.
Yeah.
That's quite
good
yeah. It just happened to be the Halloween special
I know,
as well.
right?
It's just like she just knew.
It
She
was
was like,
perfectly timed.
this is
What do you reckon she would open with then? Like,
Psycho Killer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Assuming anyway. Yes, I don't know. I mean,
I reckon she's got like a kind of Joni Mitchell vibe.
Yeah.
She's halfway between Joni Mitchell and like Stevie Nicks, where it's like spooky sort of thing. It's like folk, but it's spooky folk. And then at some point, she murders your family. She's just like halfway through the set, like
Just get off stage and
think
you've got a phone call waiting for you.
yeah, like at some point, like presumably, like I don't know, I've never seen her.
She spiked drinks. That's what she used to do. I'm sure.
Did she really?
Yeah, I think that's how she.
That's
she killed the
garbage
victims.
behaviour. That like.
I
It is,
know.
but she haunts a pub, so
Yeah. So
Oh come on!
the
That's
best
trash.
no wonder you felt rough after your party.
Yeah.
I blamed it on another local establishment.
I know, it could have just been the
It
ghost.
could have been the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that no one's first thought? Well, that one last night I got spiked by a ghost. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course you did, Chris.
We've got a song about a ghost, like so maybe it's like I provoked them.
Get her in the music video. James was doing like a TikTok filter last week, where you can. Oh no, I think Ashley was doing it. You did it yours anyway,
Yeah.
and it changed like where it puts the anime character in.
All right, okay.
And Ashley had done one over on that chair, and there was a person just sitting in the chair.
Oh.
And then James did it. Were you in like in the bedroom or something? And
Yeah.
it came up on your door. There was just
you
this
trying to
face
take a
where-
selfie in there?
And I'm like, fuck.
We have TikTok. It's Off the Stage UK. Go check that out.
It's good, isn't it? Like, I went to see a film last week at the cinema. Actually, Megan. Have you seen the trailer for that?
That looks weird. It's like
I've seen the trailer for it.
it's like a doll in it. It's like
It's like a very advanced AI doll.
oh, it's like a computer. Oh, I thought it was like a possessed doll.
So it's kind of like Portal. Have you played Portal before?
Yeah, I love
where
Portal.
the AI basically gets to a point where it's clever enough to turn on you.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of the thing is though I feel like it's kind of nailed the tone because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah,
like
that's the best kind of.
Yeah, I was expecting something a little bit scarier, but I'm happy that it was kind of a horror comedy.
Yeah.
I would say the tone is kind of like. Have you ever seen Idle Hands?
No.
No, I'm not.
It's
I'm
like
not good with scary
like-
movies. Like I must admit.
It's just like it's like a black comedy. It's a bit of fun. Like it's good fun, but it's still kind of spooky. Like because it's like it's more a commentary on like how we're like putting parenting in the hands of like all this technology and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like it's turning kids into fucking arseholes. Essentially, that's the theme. And like I speak as one of those fucking arseholes. You know what I mean? Like, but not as bad as them.
Yeah, well, we're that generation of we knew what it was before the internet, and we know what it's like to not have it.
We've still been massively influenced by
Yeah,
it, but at least now we can see like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah, we've grown through what I'd call the golden age of internet, where it's
Yeah.
like Hamster Dance and Newgrounds,
yeah.
MySpace.
Badger.
What a
Badger,
shit like that.
yeah.
Mushroom.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like,
I used to love Hamster Dance.
yeah.
Beat up, bo bo, beat out of the bo. You still
Copyright,
going,
James,
I know-
careful.
Oh yeah, shit. I
You
What
get
about
10
this
seconds.
one? You're my sugar plum. Sometimes we
I put
laugh.
Banana Phone on the other day. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Banana phone. What's that?
One. Like ring, 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 ring. Banana Phone.
I don't know about banana phone. I've heard of Lemon Party. You ever seen that one?
No.
Lemon Party.
can't remember that.
Everyone, lemonparty.org. It's a load of old blokes fucking each other.
Do you remember in a? This is a weird way
I
to
was expecting
segue.
that. I was not expecting. I was expecting people like dressed up as lemons, like doing like funny dances.
Do you remember in a?
You shouldn't have told us that because I would have went on that. Oh, this looks fun. It's like lemon party. It's like Amsterdam.
He's still gonna go on it.
He's
In
gotta
your
check it
schools, did you ever like when you went away from your computer have a mate that would put something on the screen?
Aye.
It was did they ever go into like LOL train and stuff? LOL train and
Yes.
stuff, and it was just constant like.
Yeah.
Are you too old for that one?
I did it once with it was the Sillet Bang remix. Hi, Barry Scott here. Sillet Bang. I got away with it as well because like it was only like a 2-minute clip, and the teacher went away, and I was so proud of myself because no one grasped on us either. I was like the naughtiest thing I've ever. I never got detention at school. I wasn't very naughty at all. That was
I got detention for bringing stink bombs.
the naughtiest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Like I never got wrong for it.
I tell you about the golden age of technology. Those keyboards that go DJ, fucking
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
the fucking like
Music class.
Do you
First
realise
time you went into a music lesson.
you
Like,
realise-
don't touch the key.
how pioneering that is as a genre of music?
Yeah.
DJ, like that, like
I've
that has
got a-
influenced like
Yeah.
so many people. Like
I've got a fun anecdote about those keyboards.
Go on then, bring it
So
on.
in my school we had there was a visit from Prince Edward, not the noncy one, just the quiet
the
one.
sound one.
Aye.
The sound one. He's
still
alright.
presumably a little bit weird. Like,
Yeah, but you know
in a
he's
circle, but at least he's not like
not controversial in any way.
yeah.
Anyway, and I was picked to be part of because they were looking at the new music facility they just built, and I was picked as one of the students, the music students, because
You're
again,
the torchbearer.
because I said I was like, I was one of the good kids who never got detention. Anyway, they sat us on a keyboard, so you got to pretend that you know how to play a keyboard. So I knew a little bit. I was like, I can do that. Anyway, we're just messing around and stuff, and you know the drum kit. So
Yeah.
and then I started playing this like little cool. It was just simple, like it was like a G to a D to like a C, something very easy. But like you make it sound really good on keyboard, even if it's like the most limited skill. Ding 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 ding. It sounded pretty cool, And the music teacher was like, "Okay, so when he comes in, you play that." I was like, "Got it." So anyway, Prince Edward comes up to me and goes, "Oh, so what are you learning?" I was like, I remember it's like he said, "Oh, play that thing," but I got mixed up. I thought he said play the drum thing. So so the Prince Edward he's trying to get. We're trying to be like act as like a prestigious school, and I'm just like just looking at Prince Edward going,
Yeah. Edward's like, when's the music coming in?
Yeah, that is the
you
music.
gonna play that as well?
He was definitely there with a microphone about to drop bars.
I got everything wrong. I was supposed to call him sir, and I was like, "All right, mate." Just like, look at this. And the teacher's like, "I told you to play the other bits."
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know what I was playing back then, but I knew the drummy bits. But anyway,
He's not going to be a sir. It's not like it's Andrew. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Like, I'd
He
call
didn't
it-
mind, to be fair. Like he probably found it funny.
He probably loved it.
He's probably like, "Ugh, these peasants don't even know how to play keyboard."
Mate, he's probably never heard like
Of a
drum and
keyboard.
bass music in his life. Like,
he went down the wave the next day thinking, "This is brilliant."
In his dear diary, I ventured to the northeast this week. They showed me a new genre of music, drum and bass. This 14-year-old child.
Except it was without the bass. It was just the drum.
A new genre. It's drum. Playing Sandstorm.
I'm just imagining all these parties, when they've got the harps and stuff, and he's going, "Watch this is what I learned in the north." Just like
I've never seen this before.
Oh.
I mate.
So this episode.
Pendulum, that was fucking on you, that mate. That's your fucking bullshit. Sorry, Conor, mate.
That's alright. This episode, I think, will come out 7th of February. Has Bodacious got anything to plug? Any songs?
Absolutely fucking nothing, mate.
Mint.
Go and stream our tunes that we've already got out.
And where can they find you? Give that tag one more time.
I search us on Spotify. Like, you'll eventually find us. Like, you're probably going to have to search the full band name, or if you search the name of the single first, which is Remedy, is one of the singles, and then the other one is Basketball / Smoking Room. Again, that's a fucking terrible single name. Just search Remedy, and then you'll get the other one by clicking on our artist page. Do that. Actually, just follow us on Instagram. Super Smooth Sexy Sounds on Instagram. That's the easiest way to do it. We might record. We might get some gigs. Like, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Always do live gigs.
Yeah,
Like,
just
live's
play
always
the
better
gigs.
than
I'm
Spotify.
honest.
Well, our live output's better than our
Much
tracks
that's
anyway.
it,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Honestly, if I was like, I'm at the point where if I'm going to do I plan on doing a few kind of EPs and stuff. I'm tempted just to go in the practice room, just blast out a few songs. They might sound like demos, but I think they'll sound like class as fuck. Just technically a live album, but not a live album. I much prefer the song. I prefer the energy. I don't care about.
That's like the issue nowadays is if you've got the likes of Ed Sheeran and Adele who are going to release a song on Spotify and they pay the same price to hear that song as they do your song, but if you went to see them live in concert, they're not going to be paying like £200 to see them, but it's like $650 to see you. They're like, you're going to get more attention live. I always say live's probably the best way to gain an audience. That's why I'm doing the whole tour thing. I'm not going to sell every venue out, but it kind of builds that little following.
Well, it's easier to
always
like.
work on
Well, I
live.
say it's easier, but just imagine getting like other people from other, like if you get a few other bands in, it's much. Try and get all those people who went to that gig to see the band to try and get them to listen to your Spotify, the song on Spotify. Now play the live gig. They're all at this gig. They're gonna listen to the song because they're there, and then they'll be like, "Oh, it's all right." But trying to get those same people to try and listen, like just like even messaging them, or like doing a Instagram or whatnot, or please listen to this song. It's easy just to force them to stick in a room and like, listen, you're gonna listen to this thing, you bastard.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, definitely. It would be nice. Like, I always think, like, you should probably, like, when you do something, there should always be a call to action. There's always, like, there's always a promotion. Like, goes back to that old pro wrestling thing. You're always trying to promote the next thing, you know what I mean? Like, there's always a thing. So it's like, maybe we should only do something when there's, like, go here to do this, go here to do that, you know what I mean? Or maybe it's the opposite of that, where it's just like, you know what, we actually can play in the songs, we're pretty tight, let's just go out and just do it. Like, you don't want to oversaturate, but then creating and recording takes so much time and resource and energy and stuff like that, so it's not as quick as that. But I don't know, man, I love it all, me. Like, I just wish I wish I could do it every day. Like, whatever it is, I wish I could do it every day. Like, unfortunately,
I wish I could afford to get back in the studio at the minute.
I wish I could afford to not work and.
Yeah, it takes. You know what it is though. When it's your tunes as well, it takes so much mental energy as well, because you put so much of yourself on the line.
Yeah, that is true as well.
Like, it's fucking class.
Yeah.
Like, even if it guns shit, like, it doesn't matter. Like, at least I fucking turned up. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, like, the shitter it goes, like, the more energy you need to give off, because then no one's gonna care if you make mistakes. If you've got the right energy, people are like, it's fucking mint.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion anyway.
No, for sure. And like, and to be fair, James, like, you've been doing it fucking ages as well.
Yeah, I kind of
like. It's class that you're still doing it, because you know what, most other people have already fucked off.
That is true. I mean, I'm surprised at myself, to be honest. Like,
and you're just beginning, eh?
Yeah, I'm just getting started.
Well, you're probably more fucking humble than it's. Do you know about Dunning-Kruger effect, where you learn a little bit about something, you think you know everything, then you realise, oh shit, I know nothing.
Yeah,
like you're up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You'd rather be up there. Like,
I don't know if I am, like, but.
Class. Like, Connor, you've gone through this in a lot quicker period, like,
just
doing it, and it's like, it's fucking class, because
it's good not knowing anything, as strange as that is. Like, I'll do bands and whatever, and I feel awkward when I'm starting out, because everyone's like, oh, you're the front man, you should, like, if I set it up, I should know what I'm doing. I'm like, I haven't a clue what that is, what you're doing there, don't know what that is. I've went to recording studios, I don't know what that means, what that is, but yeah, make that work. And
same, mate. I've done this for so long, I still know fuck all, like, absolutely fuck all. Like,
it's not
nowadays though.
I
hear something that I don't know, and I just go Google what is.
Yeah. Or just ask them. Like,
to be fair, Google would already know what I'm about to ask, because obviously
clearly
listens to you.
Yeah.
Just like.
But it's honestly, it's been a pleasure doing this with you, because like, I know how well I don't appreciate. I could never appreciate how much energy you put into this, and like resource and shit. Like, they've got all the good gear. Like, everything was well coordinated. Like, they're getting like some class people on. You know what I mean? Like, people who like don't have that thing that they're like addicted to, or whatever the fuck it is. Like, you know. For me, it's like, I don't do anything else than this, you know what I mean? So, like, what else am I going to do? But, like, you can't appreciate how much effort and energy you put into it. Like, you can't even appreciate it, because you're just doing it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
well, that's also appreciate that you say that. I mean, the reason we do this, essentially, is to promote local music. Because I'm always the kind of... I didn't understand musicians existed past London until I heard about the Future Heads.
Yeah.
Like... there's so much good music in the northeast.
like what, like 16 or something?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an exaggeration, but like,
Yeah, I would argue.
I assume that like there's no like to make it as a musician,
you
you
have
have
gap like
Yeah.
Yeah, you have-
Kinnicky and the Future Heads. Like there's probably a good 10 or 12 years there. Whereas, like
But there's so much good talent in the northeast.
So I'd argue there's more talent in the north than there is in the south.
Yeah, there's just not.
There's just not more. There's not an even amount of promotion about it. Everybody goes to London. Everybody goes south to do this. It's
Yeah.
bigger towns, bigger population. But if you bring that population to the bands and everything that's up north, they'd be like, oh shit, there's a lot more up here than you think. And
yeah, I think culture's a lot different up here, though. Like
Yeah.
in terms of like what we'd actually consider viable, like entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, it's just our tastes are completely different.
yeah,
Our culture, our approach to alcohol.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like a night
it's
out.
weird how much British people love alcohol but hate live music.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's
like
a shame the book. Like,
it's I don't think you'll ever truly figure it out until you get the rub and you're like, oh shit, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But putting yourself consistently in the right positions by doing the right things, not being shady, like just trying to do the best thing for everyone in the situation. Like
Yeah, that's it.
eventually you will be given the rub because it's like it's a law of averages, really. Like,
Yeah.
and it's all about your goals as well. Some people don't want to make it. I don't want to be fucking famous. Like, for God's sake,
I don't
like that sounds shit.
yeah. I don't want to get a massive fame standard, but I would like to be able to sell a small venue out
Exactly.
without having to.
I would like to
message
not have
everybody
to
now
worry
and then.
about how I'm paying me fucking gas bill this month.
Yeah.
Like, and be able to actually just like rest on my music as a source to do that. But that's very ambitious. That takes a lot of work. Like way harder than I'm working right now. I have to work as hard as you, and like that's a lot harder than I'm working right now on my music. Like you work very hard.
Yeah.
Like I work differently. You know what I mean? I focus 100% on the original stuff. That's not profitable at all. That's
No,
not
it's
sustainable.
not.
Doesn't
slightest.
not in this. This is why we'd do this. There's a reason we do it in a pub as well, because the pub is the heartbeat of grassroots music. It's like if it wasn't for the pubs, you'd never get, as you were saying before, you'd never like trying to like a local band just getting started trying to like fill out independent. Wouldn't happen. Doing it in the Vaux room, you've got more.
How
chance.
many people was there on Friday?
So we did 35 digital tickets, because the thing is, our stage managed this venue like a month and a half ago. I'm very conscious of it filling up.
Yeah.
Because there's an inwards opening door. And I'm happy to say this on camera as well, because you need to fucking sort out that inwards opening door, because it's a fucking safety hazard.
Yeah.
Like
I
round
think I
here.
spent my night. I was by this version of the chair on that side when I was watching it, but there was always that door opening.
Yeah.
Just seeing the photographers trying to get out the way.
Yeah,
And
like obviously, like highest respect to anyone in this venue, but you've got an inwards opening door, and you can't fucking have that. It needs to be an outwards opening
Yeah.
door, because round here, the Victoria Hall disaster and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just like this is a fucking issue, and I had to consider that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we're capped at 35 like digital sales, and then we did like 30 physical tickets. So not everyone turned up. This is a thing after COVID as well. If you sell tickets, people are not necessarily going to turn up. They have social anxiety issues. Like I have a bit of social anxiety at times, like which is ridiculous considering like what we do. You know what I mean? But I'm sure you have the exact same thing. Sometimes I don't want to fucking be there. Like I don't want to turn up to things. I'll quite happily pay £6 for something and not turn up, because I'd rather just fucking stay in the house and be in my pit. So I completely understand people doing that. It's just times have changed. Like, that room can comfortably house about 50 or 60, I would say. So I would always cap it on the side of caution, sort of thing. And like if it's 60, then that's capped. Like
it's less fun if a room like, especially in not in a regular like arena and stuff, but a room like that, it's not fun being like cramped so much in, because it just with the table. I don't know if you had tables in the venue or not.
Yeah, we kept a few tables in as well.
So it's just like it does.
And we would have took them out if it was like an issue, but like we're all right.
And again, those outy doors, you're gonna get people standing there being trapped in. You almost need like a barrier or something to say like, stick away from the doors.
It's difficult because you don't want to take away that feeling of it just being a local pub and a nice warm feeling where it's like, oh wow, there's bands upstairs, sort of thing. But you've got to pay the bands, so you've got to put a door charge on. like because the bands can't not be paid. Like
Yeah.
the people have got to be paid. Like for fuck's sake, like be a socialist. Like share the wealth. You know what I mean? Whatever you're making off this should go to the people who deserve it.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, how can we actually make it a nice night for everyone? And to be fair, like we had the original night organised in December. We had to pull that because Emma and our band had COVID. Like, if she hadn't tested, people wouldn't have been none the wiser, I guess. But it was the right thing to do to pull it. I didn't want to fuck people's Christmases up.
Absolutely.
You never know how people are going to react to that. So we did the revised date. Our original support act, who were acoustic, they couldn't do it. So you being able to step in and do the acoustic set takes it from being a night where 2 bands perform to being a night.
Like
you
a
know
show.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a proper night. Like it's too jarring for there to be silence in a room or like music on the PA to bands like heavy bands. Like there's always got to be something that brings it up.
Yeah.
And you perfectly brought it up. Like in a way that I'd planned for that originally, but couldn't follow through. But you added so much value to the night. So
Minus the DI box.
I heard about that.
I didn't even notice that. I was so romanced by your voice
Thank you.
that the
I noticed it.
the
I got a
const-
photo from one of the photographers where I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Because it was any time I was close to the DI box, it would just go. I was like, okay. But the issue is, it was about that distance from the loop pedal. So every time I had to press the stop and start button, it would.
Yeah, I actually thought I was so in love with your voice that I actually thought that constant fucking clicking of the DI box was just me fucking ejaculating, like just
Could have been
constantly
both.
fucking like just a little bit though, you know what I mean? Just like the type of way that men don't usually come. But as I said, that was the first time I've seen you, so I'll get used to it. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're doing the bunker in April, so come along and.
I love the bunker. It's
It'll be the
class.
first time I play there.
Conor Michael and James Berry and the best ever folk rock band out of Fulwell.
Yeah.
Can't confirm that we're the best ever folk rock band out of Fulwell, but I can guarantee we're the only folk rock band out of Fulwell
Makes you the best one.
so far.
But yeah, even that's like a 40 capacity room because it's the small one.
Yeah,
inside.
that's a classroom. I would say
Nice
like
room that I've been in.
I know I've like you've tried to outroll this podcast, but I've derailed it. But like
Right.
I would say like in Sunderland right now, right, that bunker room 40 cap, here next door 50 or 60 cap, independent upstairs 120 cap, independent downstairs 250 cap,
Yeah.
fire station fuck knows,
Yeah, it's a lot.
like that's fucking class. That man.
Yeah, for the like capacity and room size and stuff for bands getting started and local bands and stuff. Honestly,
ones to do.
it's such good.
It's the infrastructure that needs to be better.
Yeah,
The venues are there, and it's on us to fucking
make it
do
better.
that. Like,
So, like I'm doing little buildings on Saturday. It's like a 60 capacity room. I played it originally. I don't know if you've ever been in like the old little buildings before, and it was quite a good sized room. And then I went in and dropped posters on the new one, which I've never been in yet, and it looked smaller. And I was like,
it's a
oh,
lot smaller. Yeah,
this isn't a 60 cap room. This could be a 30. And like I've just sold my 40th ticket today, and now I've got my last final, like 20
I'd be
push out
alright
kind of
with it.
thing.
It's the thing is, it's
And like
it's,
even if it was just
it'll
20
be
people,
fine,
it's
yeah.
gonna look packed.
yeah.
And
I
we've
haven't
doubled
been
that.
in there since it's been done out. To be fair,
It's very different.
it's an
gonna
open
be a really good
shell.
gig, but
it's an open shell basically. So
it's basically
easy for.
a practice rehearsal room
Yeah.
that they hire out for gigs. Be interested to see how it goes.
oh,
Yeah.
mate, take your top off.
Might do.
Not right now, like unless
Well,
you're
I've-
really hot. You're
I've
not
got
going to be
a-
as hot as you are then.
No, I've got a thing on if I sell out, I've got to open it in my Harry Potter snood.
Oh yes, there we
That's
go.
how I'm going to turn up on stage. But they also do their own merch, so I'm going to get 2 little building shirts, one obviously for myself, and the other I'm going to wear on the encore song, and try and get the crowd to sign it so they can hang it back on the wall and have like.
Oh, that's
kind of like.
yeah, that's really good. That's like the type of goal that you'd have there, where you're like, I can hang me hat on that, like
Yeah.
fucking hell for this night.
Fit
So
that
many
venue.
people give a fuck about me that I can actually like hang this shirt on the wall, like, and that's like whatever you do from then. It's like you've got that night. You can like people don't have that shit. You know what I mean? That's class.
Absolutely.
That's what we had on Friday. You know what I mean? Like we didn't sell all the tickets, but I booked the fucking band,
Yeah.
so I sold the tickets.
Yeah, it was-
You know what I mean?
That was it. Like even like you say, it was a sellout. It wasn't everybody there, but there was 35 people in the room. It was still packed.
That's all you need. That's all you want.
Like
for
even
the energy,
when I was
that's
on
what it
stage,
People are well oiled at that point as well.
yeah. Well,
'cause we're
even when
going
I was on
quite late.
stage, it hadn't filled up as much, but it was still busier than most venues. Well, I wouldn't say busier, but because of the size of the venue, it looked busier. And
Oh,
that was probably like
the
15
curtains,
people in at that
the
point.
colours
Everything
of
was
the room,
perfect.
it helps just make the room look
Yeah.
more filled. Like it's
What
weird.
we're
how-
saying is, if any local music people are trying to start out, look at the small venues. Like, there's no harm in saying, "Oh well, Sam Fender's just done St James's Park. That's 50,000 capacity." Fuck that! You're not going to sell that out. You won't even sell a ticket. Get yourself in a 40 capacity room. Sell it at 10 people. You've sold a quarter capacity of a music venue.
Yeah, man. Free room hire as well.
Yeah,
Like, Vox is meant.
it's
Like
Vox,
you'll piss the people off because you're taking up all their space. Like they
Yeah.
could be selling pizzas,
Yeah.
but it's fine. Like just
Yeah.
buy a few pizzas. Like tell people they can get
alright.
pizzas delivered to the room. You'll be all right. The
absolutely
pizza lads won't bother you. Like they'll spike your drink with basil leaves and
Well,
shit like that.
That's the ghost. It's fine. But yeah, I think we'll call that a pod because I think we're rolling like 60 hours.
Yeah,
at this point.
I think we've done well.
Yeah, if anybody wants to follow us, we are Off the Stage UK on all socials, Off the Stage 2 on Twitter. If you've got any questions, email us offthestageuk@gmail.com. Who have you got on next week? I don't think I'm here for the next episode.
Crowley.
Crowley. You might have Scott as co-host.
Right, well,
Ask him.
yeah, I'll ask him.
If not, I'm back for the episode after.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah, it's been really good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Are you
Thanks
talking
for
about
coming down.
Crowley as in the all girl Crowley?
I didn't know they were all girl, but yes, probably.
They are fucking mental.
Yeah.
Are they really?
They are
Oh,
fucking mental.
right, so
All
I'm
of
going to be...
Scott as a co-host.
I'm going to be on my own.
All of these photo frames around the wall. Fucking forget about it. They're gonna be gone.
Oh, well, that should be
Glad
fun
I came
then.
on this week. Oh, I feel-
Well, tune in next week for a banging episode, I presume. Thank you very much for coming down. We normally have a pub table session, but we don't today. We're going to just keep it chill.
Yeah.
If you want to check out Bodacious, they are on Spotify. And is it just Spotify? All platforms?
Be on all of them.
That's probably on all the platforms. Go check them
You
out.
go on CD Baby or bloody Distro
Yeah,
Kid,
whatever it is.
It just throws them on everything, so...
yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds like an early finish to us.
Well, thank you very much.
Just in case James forgets to put the advert on, Elizabethtown are gigging Vauxhall 26th of February. Are they sold out yet, tickets? They're free tickets,
I think
but
we've sold a few of them.
nearly sold out. I'm supporting, they're headlining. Go check that out, and we'll see you then.
Yep. See you later.
Gonna piss me pants.